Get out of my face! I can't believe everything between us was just an illusion. Don't ever come back here again!
As you saw, I threw him out of the house. And this time, I'm not going back. Not ever. My name is Kate, and this is the story of how the person I trusted the most became the one who broke me the deepest. It didn't start like this. It never does. When I first met Michael, it felt like one of those rare, perfect moments life gives you when you least expect it. I wasn't even looking for love. I had just come out of a difficult phase in my life, trying to rebuild myself, trying to feel whole again. And then, there he was. He smiled at me like he had known me forever. And somehow, I felt the same. He was kind, or at least, that's what I believed. He listened to me, really listened, like my words mattered. He remembered the small things, my favorite coffee, the songs I loved, the way I got quiet when something was bothering me. And slowly, I let my guard down. We started spending more time together. Long walks, late-night conversations, laughter that felt effortless. He made me feel safe, like I could finally breathe. I remember the first time he told me he loved me. It was raining outside, and we were sitting on the couch, wrapped in a blanket. He looked at me with those soft eyes and said, "I've never felt this way about anyone before." And I believed him. God, I believed every word. Months passed, and we grew closer. He moved in with me. We built routines, shared spaces, shared dreams. I started to imagine a future with him, a real one, a life. But somewhere along the way, things began to shift. At first, it was subtle. He became a little distant. Not always, just sometimes. He'd be on his phone more often, smiling at messages he wouldn't show me. If I asked, he'd brush it off. "Just work stuff," he'd say. "Don't overthink it, Kate." And I didn't want to be that girl, the jealous one, the insecure one. So I told myself I was imagining things. But then, the late nights started. He'd come home later than usual. Sometimes he'd say he was with friends. Sometimes he'd say he had extra work. And every time, I'd nod and smile and pretend everything was fine, while something inside me slowly started to crack. I remember one night clearly. He came home past midnight. I was sitting on the couch, lights off, just waiting. I don't even know why I waited. Maybe I was hoping he'd come in, sit next to me, hold me, and tell me everything was okay. But he didn't. He walked in quietly, saw me, and froze for a second. Then he smiled. That same smile that once made me feel safe. "You're still up?" he asked. "Yeah," I said. "I was waiting for you." He looked uncomfortable, just for a moment. Then he leaned down, kissed my forehead, and said, "You shouldn't do that. You need to rest." That was it. No explanation, no warmth. Just distance, wrapped in something that looked like care. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something in my chest felt heavy, like a warning I kept trying to ignore. Days turned into weeks, and the feeling only grew stronger. And then came the moment that changed everything. It was an ordinary day, Nothing special. He was in the shower, and his phone lit up on the table. I wasn't trying to snoop. I swear I wasn't. But I saw the name, Jenny, and the message preview, just a few words. I miss you already. My heart stopped. I stared at the screen, hoping I had read it wrong, hoping there was some explanation that would make it all make sense. But deep down, I already knew. My hands were shaking as I picked up the phone. I hesitated. I really did. Because I knew, once I opened it, there was no going back. And then, I unlocked it. What I saw destroyed me. Messages. Hundreds of them. Days, weeks, maybe even longer. Conversations filled with things he used to say to me. The same words, the same tone. I love you. I can't wait to see you. You mean everything to me. Everything I thought was ours wasn't. Photos, plans, memories that didn't include me. And the worst part? He wasn't just lying to me. He was living another life, right beside mine. I don't remember how long I sat there. Minutes, maybe hours. Just staring at the truth I had tried so hard to deny. When he came out of the shower, he found me holding his phone. And in that moment, everything changed. His face went pale. "Kate," he said slowly. "I can explain." "No," I interrupted. My voice didn't sound like mine. It was cold, empty. "Don't," I said. "Just don't." He started talking anyway. Excuses, lies, half-truths, saying it wasn't what it looked like, that it didn't mean anything, that he still loved me. Loved me? How do you love someone and destroy them at the same time? I stood up, my whole body trembling. "Who is she?" I asked. He hesitated. That hesitation was louder than any answer. "Jenny," he finally said. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it hurt so much I didn't know what else to do. "How long?" I asked. Silence. "How long, Michael?" I shouted. "A few months," he whispered. A few months. While he was kissing me, holding me, telling me I was his everything. It was all a lie. Everything. I walked to the door, opened it, and pointed outside. "Get out." "Kate, please. Get out." He tried to come closer, but I stepped back. "Don't touch me," I said, my voice breaking. "Don't ever touch me again." For a moment, I saw something in his eyes. Regret, fear, maybe even sadness. But it didn't matter anymore, because whatever we had was already gone. He grabbed his things slowly, like he was hoping I'd stop him, like I'd change my mind. But I didn't. I couldn't. When the door finally closed behind him, the silence was unbearable. And that's when I broke. I collapsed onto the floor and cried like I've never cried before. Not just for him, but for myself. For the girl who believed him. For the love that never really existed. Because that's the truth I had to face. It wasn't real. Or maybe it was real to me. But to him, It was just convenient. Days have passed since then. The house feels empty now, too quiet. Every corner holds a memory, a reminder of what I thought we were. Sometimes I still catch myself thinking about him, wondering if any of it was real, if he ever truly loved me, even for a moment. But then I remember those messages, and I realize love doesn't look like that. Love doesn't lie. Love doesn't betray. Love doesn't make you feel like you're not enough. I gave him everything: my trust, my heart, my future. And in return, he gave me a lie. But I'm still here. Broken, yes, but not destroyed. Because this time, I chose myself. And I'm not going back. Not ever. And if this story moved something inside you, if you felt even a part of what I felt, then don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because sometimes sharing these stories is the only way we remind each other we deserve better.